A lot of people, you know, could potentially lost their lives. For instance, me. We don't know how the home got on fire. Like, we honestly don't know. We asked the landlord. I don't think she knew. But yeah, we don't know. And I don't think the firefighters gave us like a explanation as to what caused the fire. It's still a mystery to this day. Hey Rosebuds, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little different. I thought I'd do a story time today because it's a little different, especially here on my channel. I usually do like travel videos and videos about my hair, and I noticed I haven't really made like any story time or personal videos. So I thought, why not start off with this? I'm gonna be telling you guys this story, the beginning of this story, at least, you know, from what was told to me from my parents and my sister's perspective, just because I was asleep at this time, so I don't really know what happened. So I'm gonna be telling you from their perspective. So it happened in February of 2012 in the middle of the night. Thank God my parents and my sister wasn't fast and, you know, asleep already, but I was in a very, very deep sleep. Anybody that knows me will tell you that I love to sleep, and I sleep good, child. I'm telling you, I always sleep good. And I was in a very, very deep sleep that night. So my parents and my sister, they recall hearing a loud bang in the middle of the night. My sister, she said that she was on the phone with her boyfriend at the time, and then all of a sudden she just heard a loud bang coming from the second floor. So we lived in a family home. We lived on the first floor, and we had two families living above us, so on the second and third floor. I'm not too sure, like I can't remember if somebody lived below us. I honestly can't remember. But yes, my sister said she heard a loud bang coming from the second floor. My parents explained that they heard a similar sound, and they heard it. It was continuous. And I'm not too sure, I can't remember if they said they seen smoke coming out of the front door or the back door. But my parents said they did see smoke coming from under the door. So then my parents immediately, you know, was alerted that something's going on, there's a fire. So my parents immediately woke up my little brother, because he was the closest to them. His room was the closest. And then they ran to go wake up my sister, because she already came out, because she heard, you know, the loud bang, and she was wondering what it was. And now it was time to wake me up. So at this time, we used to lock our bedroom doors. It's very unsafe to do because, you know, anything could happen. And I don't even think my parents lock their bedroom doors anymore. I know I don't. I'm pretty sure my sister doesn't anymore. I remember that night, you know, I was preparing to go to school the next day, because I was in high school at the time. I was a freshman in high school. And I just remember putting my phone on the charger, and around this time, before bedtime, I used to always just play a station on my Pandora. I don't even know if Pandora is still around now, but I digress. I used to play my Pandora, not loud, but loud enough for me to hear and fall asleep to. So that's what I did that night, and I remember going to sleep. But my parents said they were banging on my door so loud, like banging hard as they can. And I didn't wake up. And I don't even remember, like, honest to God, I can't even tell you guys that I remember hearing them bang on my door. Like, I don't even remember that. That's how deep of a sleeper I am. So then my parents said they were trying, they were banging, no answer. So then my dad said he went outside, he ran outside, and he started banging on the outside of my bedroom window. And he said he probably was banging, he said it felt like he was banging for a long time, but I don't know, out of the grace of God, you guys, I finally woke up. And I don't even know what woke me up, because I don't even remember hearing my dad bang on the window or my parents bang on my door. Like, I just woke up, you know? And I opened my bedroom door, and my mom was like, I was like wiping my eyes, and I'm like, what's going on? And my mom said, she was screaming, there's a fire, we gotta go. And I don't even remember that happening. My mom said she grabbed my hand and we all ran outside. Now at this point, I'm still waking up. So we get outside. Mind you, it is in the middle of winter. Well, towards the end, it was February, I guess. But it was, you know, still winter time. And we were all barefoot. I remember being barefoot. I had no shoes on. I had shorts and a tank top on. And I remember also having Colgate on my face, because I remember the next day, I was like, why do I have Colgate on my face? And I had a scarf on. It was cold, but we were all so scared and, you know, in panic mode. We didn't even register how cold it was outside. So we get outside. Mind you, I'm still waking up. But now I'm in shock because I'm literally standing in front of the house in the middle of the street looking at the house on fire. Like flames coming out of the second floor. It was like so bad. It was so crazy and scary. It was just like bright orange, aggressive flames coming out of the windows. And all you can hear is the windows breaking and like the flames protruding out of the window. It was so scary. I remember like the next day or maybe 2 days after that, somebody, I don't know who, recorded the fire and they posted it on YouTube. I remember a couple years ago, I tried to find it. I don't even know why, but I tried to find it and it wasn't there. So I assumed that, you know, they end up taking it down. But oh my God, you guys, it was so bad.
Attention Company 512, Truck 1, Rescue 1. Respond to 301 South Burnett Street between Central Avenue and Elmwood Avenue for the report of a fire. Using Company 512, Truck 1, Rescue 1. Headquarters received working fire 0036.
So we're standing out there. At this point, I'm still not reacting because now I'm in shock. Anytime something happens to me, I immediately go into shock. I don't know why, I've always been that way. So I just remember hearing my mom and my sister, you know, screaming and crying, don't go, don't go, don't go inside, don't go. And so I'm looking and my dad is running back inside the house. Like at this point, we don't even know if, you know, our floor has caught on fire yet. We just know that the second and third floor is on fire. Like it's insane. It's on fire. And we just see my dad running back into a house that's, you know, on fire. We're all panicking, like, and I'm looking at it and I'm looking at my dad and I'm like, oh my God, I hope he comes back out. So he finally comes out and I see my dad has a handful of papers and stuff. So come to find out, my dad went back inside the house to grab important documents like our social security cards, birth certificates and stuff like that, because he used to have a safe where he put, you know, all the important documents in. So that's what he ran back into the house to get. And I also remember my sister, when he ran back in the house, my sister was trying to run after him. And my mom was crying like, no, no, no. She's trying to hold her back. And so I'm just watching all of this. I'm like, oh my God. At like one house to the right of us, and then we had another house to the left of us. And those, you know, people from both those houses came outside and evacuated their homes, because anybody that lives or is from up north, you know, North Jersey at that, lives in a city, for some reason the houses are so close to one another. So this could be one house, the other house could literally be right here. So the other house was starting to peel, like I guess the paint and, you know, the wood or whatever, it was starting to peel off of the home because the flames were that aggressive and protruding out of the windows. So we were, you know, scared that that house was going to catch on fire. So they came out of their home. I also wanted to say, nobody got hurt, guys. Everybody made it out the home safe. I don't even know exactly how long it took for the firefighters to get there. And the crazy part is there was a firehouse literally around the corner from the house. And it's crazy how it felt like they took an eternity to get there. It felt so long, you guys. You know when you're scared and you're waiting for help to arrive, it feels like so long. It's like time is going so slow. So I don't even know when they got there. But I just remember standing in the middle of the street because we had nowhere to go. We didn't have, you know, immediate family we can just, you know, run to. A lot of my mom's family, well, I think majority of them, they don't live in the States. They still live in Belize. Most of my dad's siblings live here in the States, but they don't live nearby either. They live in New York City. Our neighbors opened up their home to us. They provided us with food and water and just a place to rest, you know, for the night. So I'm very appreciative of them. You know, I appreciate them lending a hand to us. I don't even remember their names, but I'm very grateful for them. And, you know, the firefighters came. They were taking the fire out. It took a very long time. And I remember this one firefighter saying something to me and my sister that pissed me off. And, you know, we were so scared and, you know, in shock still. And sad that we didn't have time to react. We were just in shock that he said this, you know, because it was like not the first thing you would say to somebody. It'd be like, are you okay? Like, you know, is everything all right? Can I get you any? No. So the firefighter came in the neighbor's home that we were in. I don't know where he was going. I don't know if he was going to talk to my parents, but he came to us like, why did you guys take so long to call? Me and my sister just looked at each other like, is this dude serious? I don't even know if he said anything. I don't know. But I remember him saying that and I was just like, he's serious. He really had the audacity. Wow, you know, how about, you know, are you okay? Is everything, you know, can I get you anything? You know, something like that. But for him to say that threw me off guard. But, you know, that's besides the point. My older sister, she was in college at the time, and I can't remember if me and my sister called her or my parents called her, but she was living on campus at the time. She went to Rutgers, New Brunswick, and we called her and she came down immediately. She stayed with us for the night. It was very sad. My mom cried all night. You know, all we could do was console her and be there for her. My dad was very sad as well, but, you know, he had to be strong for all of us. So, you know, when I finally started to become emotional, because now I'm like processing everything and I'm like, wow, I can't believe that happened. So I started to cry as well. So that night was very, very rough. So come the next morning, the firefighters are still there. And now the Red Cross is there. They offer us a one-night stay at a nearby hotel. We were all grateful for them, you know, providing us somewhere to stay for the night. But we were also like, okay, after that, where do we go? Like, you know, what happens next? Because a lot of people, not just us, but I'm pretty sure the other families, I don't think they had anywhere else to go. I think one of the ladies that lived upstairs, I don't think she had anywhere else to go. So we stayed in the Ramada Inn, and it was a little creepy. It was a very dingy hotel. You know, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But it was a very dingy hotel. But we got through it. We stayed there that night. Thank God my dad had insurance because they covered all the expenses for us to stay at a hotel until we can find, you know, somewhere else to live. So we stayed at the Residence Inn in a nearby town for a month. It was very different because, you know, one day you're at home, you know, you have a solid, you know, home foundation, and then to just lose it all within like a short span of time and then living out of a hotel, it was just a huge adjustment period. And, you know, not only was I a freshman in high school still adjusting to everything, and my sister was also in high school. We went to the same high school. And, you know, my little brother, I believe he was in elementary school. So it was a huge adjustment period, you know, living in a hotel for a month. It was very nice. The hotel was very nice, and the staff was very nice to us as well. So after a month, we finally found a place to stay. We moved in. My mom is an educator in New Jersey, and she has been an educator there for a very long time. So she, you know, networked a lot and developed a lot of, you know, personal and professional relationships with people in the community. And we had a lot of support, guys, from a lot of people in the community that she knew, family. It was so nice. you know, to have that support system. And I'm very grateful. I'm very appreciative. Also, my high school, my principal, vice principal, and friends that we had in the high school, they donated and they helped out a lot, you know, constantly checking in and just being very supportive. Like, not only did we get donations like toiletries, furniture, clothes, shoes, anything you can name, we got people donated, and we really did have a strong support system, and I am so grateful for that, and my family will always be grateful for that too. We lost a lot of material things, but I'm glad, you know, by the grace of God, we didn't lose each other. So one thing I'm pretty bummed that we lost, though, we lost a lot of baby pictures. Like, only have like one baby picture. We lost a lot of family photos. Like, we had albums on albums on albums, girl. We had so many photo albums, and we got through it as a family. You know, my family and I are very tight, and I'm glad we had each other to, you know, overcome that experience. That's what happened to us in 2012. It's about to be 10 years, and I'm glad that I'm able to share this story with you. This was a bit of a challenge, but I'm glad that I'm able to, you know, come on here and share my story with you guys. And thank you so much for tuning in, Rosebuds. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.